All right, good morning, everyone. We are going to get started, and we're going to get started on the mats. But before we get started, let's go ahead and make sure you grab things to prop up and pad up with today. We are going to move a little, but we are going to relax a little as well. And in the relaxation poses, we want to be able to prop up and pad up here and relax. So that may be a stool, pillow, maybe even a big old bean bag, right? And then once you get settled down with your goodies, all the way to our backs we go. And we're going to focus on our breath and keep that breath focus on the forefront as we go through the practice today. So feel free to bend those knees if you like, or keep the legs straight, however you feel to get comfortable. You bend the knees, just let the knees fall in together. Maybe you heel toe the feet just one time outside the hips. And you place that hand on the belly, hand on the chest, and as you exhale, you should maybe feel that belly button kind of make its way to the spine, but don't force it this morning, just natural. On your inhale, the belly should rise. Feel free to come into that chest, and just a normal exhale that the belly is going to make its way to the spine. Continue that breath in through the belly and just exhale it out. Don't force it, just let it naturally happen. In through the belly and exhaling it out. And just continue that, and I'm going to talk a few other things through. As we go through the practice, keep that breath going, right? But feel free to modify as needed. That even means if you want to skip a pose, add a pose, take a break, feel free to make this practice your practice, right? But remember to stay focused on that breath in through the belly. Now, maybe you sealed the lips this morning. Inhale and exhale through the nose, and it's perfectly fine if you need to open the mouth and breathe through the mouth. But either way, remember, keep the jaw nice and loose. Don't clench the teeth. Keep that neck nice and relaxed. Just a few breaths here. If your legs were extended, go ahead and bend your knees. If your knees were together, separate your knees, bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, get the hips moving a little, maybe side to side, maybe circle those hips. All right, keep those knees bent, place your feet down, heel toe your feet now to the edges of the mat. Take those arms out wide like wings. Nice big breath. And as you exhale, let those knees fall to the left. Keep the feet wide, the shoulders square. On your inhale, lifting the knees, and then exhale, let the knees fall to the other side. And just keep that gentle windshield wiper movement going there. Make sure the feet stay wide. Move with your breath. Move with purpose, right? We're going to go through that a few times. But again, don't feel like you have to press those knees to the mat. As you find your way back to that left side, stay there. Don't worry about looking over the opposite shoulder. Take this time if you need to put pillows or blocks or something underneath your thighs, go for it. Now again, the knees are to the left. You're just going to relax your thighs, relax your glutes. Make sure you're breathing here. Candlelight. Just a few more breaths here. On an inhale, let's lift those knees back to the sky there and pull the knees into the chest for a little exhale. Just reset those hips. Maybe move them around a little bit, circle them if you like. And then as you place those feet back to the mat, go ahead and heel toe to the edge. Arms back out wide, big breath. Exhale, knees to the right. Once again, keep those feet nice and wide. Shoulders square. Don't look over that opposite shoulder yet. Just relax and maybe prop up if you need to. Put something underneath the thighs. Remember to breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Just a few more breaths here. On your inhale, let's lift those knees back to the sky. And as you do, bring them right into the chest again for a little reset. Squeeze if you like, rock them if you wish, circle them. Reverse that circle if you do. And then you have one of two ways to come to a seated position, right? Roll to your side, gently push yourself up, or hands behind your thighs or over your shins and start to rock and roll yourself. Never come up on that first one, right? Build momentum as you come to that seat, right? And then once you do, come on around the table. Come around the table. Move those hands in front of your shoulders, curl those toes, lift your hips, down dog we go. Now, as we go into down dog, remember your first one, be kind and gentle to yourself. If you want to bend the knees, go for it. Palms are flat, fingers are wide. You can have the hands on the mat, block, stool, chair. Step the feet in just a little bit so you're looking for that upside down V. And if you want to walk the dog, bend your knee, but bend your toes. Drive the heel into the mat. And then back and forth we go. Just get that movement in the toes, in the ankles, in the knee. Move with purpose, right? Begin to settle those heels. Lift your tailbone with that big breath. Exhale, just walk your feet in about 6 inches. Take a nice big breath here. Exhale, walk your feet in about 6 more inches. Big breath. Exhale, walk your feet directly under your hips. Now we're in a forward fold. Now, just like you started with down dog, if you need to bend your knees, go for it. Arms are maybe fingers are on the mat, maybe palms, maybe you're holding on to your elbows here. Neck is loose. Breath is flowing. And only straighten those legs to the comfort of your own degree. I recommend don't even lock your legs out here. So always keep a micro bend at least. Exhale all the air out, and as you do, begin to press your toes into the mat. On your inhale, we're going to slowly rise and reach. We're keeping that chin tucked if it works for you. Once the spine is long and the chin is parallel with the mat, sweep those arms all the way up. Lengthen through the spine here. Maybe you decide to look up at those fingers. Come back to neutral with the spine. Take those arms out wide. Turn those palms over right down to the hips they go. Inhale again. Sweep the arms up. Turn those palms up and reach. Keep the hands high. Reach with those hands. Just lengthen the spine here. And then relax your shoulders. Do that again. Reach with the hands. Lengthen through the spine here. And relax the shoulder. Inhale, reach. Exhale, arms out wide, halfway, turn them over, drop them to the hips. Inhale again, sweep them up, turn those palms up and reach. As you exhale, drop the elbows into the cactus arms. Elbows are in line with the shoulders, palms facing each other, fingers wide. Shoulder blades feel like you're pulling them together gently. Inhale, reach. Exhale, arms out wide, halfway, turn them over, hands to the hips. Inhale again, sweep them up, turn those palms up and reach. Exhale, the elbows right down into the rib cage. So the arms are going to look like a W here. Squeezing those shoulder blades together still, right? Keep breathing here. Inhale, reach those hands to the sky. Exhale, arms out wide, halfway, turn them over, fold forward, hands towards the mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, arms out wide, hinge, rise and reach all the way. Look at those fingers. Exhale, arms out wide, turn them over, fold forward, hands towards the mat. Now step your left foot back and lower that knee. Bring your right hand to the inside of that right foot, and this is where we're going to get extremely comfortable here. So guide that left knee back first so we have a nice angle on that thigh. And maybe you bring your stool around. We don't want anybody on the wrist or the palms here, right? If you have to because you don't have anything else, that's cool. But I'm going to get my super big bean bag here. And I'm just going to put my forearms across the bean bag. You can use your blocks. You can use your stool. But if you need to stay in strong arms, that's perfectly fine. If you have two blocks, it may be helpful to use both of those, one under each elbow. That keeps you in line with your shoulders there, but no worries. And again, we just want to relax here. So maybe as the neck relaxes, the head hangs. You can even use your blocks to rest your forehead there as well, or your pillows. Well, we just want to take all the weight off of the wrists and we want to feel the hips just lower towards the mat. You potentially feel this in the quads, through the lower abdomen there, into the hamstrings, maybe the glutes. And just like any other pose, remember you can come out of any pose at any time you choose. You can add your intensity, you can take away from your intensity, right? And as you relax your thighs and your glutes, that right knee may fall to the side, and that's okay. We're not really looking for alignment there. And if you need to come out early, perfectly fine. Maybe go into child's pose or move 4 or 5 times into child's and out of child's pose. Just a few breaths here. All right, we're going to come into strong arms as we move our prop and pad away from us. We're going to set it to the side. And then we're going to walk the hands back. The left hip is going to stay over the knee and take the right foot back. Let's widen the knees. Let your big toes touch and get some movement in the hips with 5 good times. Just slow, nice and easy in and out of child's pose. And again, just move with your breath, move with your purpose. Nice and easy. And then on your 5th time, no rush, bring the knees in, move the hands out, continue a little hip movement as you come into down dog. Now you could always skip down dog. If you need to protect your wrist, you can always walk your feet into a forward fold, right? There's no rule that says you have to stay in down dog. But walk that dog just to get those toes and ankles moving still. Settle the heels. Lift that tailbone, big breath. Exhale, gentle push, armpits to ankles. Big breath. Exhale, walk your feet towards your hands, forward fold. Press those toes into the mat. Inhale to a flat back, arms out wide. Hinge, rise, and reach all the way. Look at those fingers. You may add a little back bend here. We're going to come back to neutral, lengthen that spine. Take those arms out wide, halfway, turn them over, drop them down to the hips. Place the hands on your thighs. Keep your hips and shoulders square to the front of the mat. You can have your feet hip distance here. On your inhale, we're going to take that left arm up in front of us. And as we exhale, behind us, big circle, right? Right arm, inhale with your breath. Up we go. Exhale, behind, nice and controlled. Left arm, inhale, up we go. Exhale, behind. Right arm, inhale, up. Exhale, behind. Left arm again, inhale, up, big circle. Exhale, behind. Right arm one more time, inhale, up. Exhale, behind. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Keep those feet hip distance. Lean a little bit to the left. And as you do, lift your left shoulder and lift your right heel. So it's almost like you're shaking hands with the sky, but ultimately you're putting yourself in that kind of a standing banana pose, if you will, right? How we have our hips in the center of the mat. Come back to neutral, lean to the right, lift your right shoulder, lift your left heel. Again, it's almost like we're in that banana pose. Back down, let's go over to the left. Lift that left shoulder, lift your right heel. Back down we go, and over to the right one more time. Lift, 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 lift your left heel. Settle both heels, reach to the sky. Exhale, arms out wide halfway, turn them over, hands to the mat. Step that right foot back and lower that right knee down. Ooh, little ankle snap. Bring that left hand in. Let's strong arm here first to guide that right knee back. Flatten the top of that right foot, stay on that kneecap, and take this time now to come off of those wrists, right? So we don't want you on your wrist here. We want to somehow, some way, take you to your forearms. But if that's too low, if you have blocks that are too low for you and it's too much pressure, perfectly fine to come back to strong arms, right? No worries. You can let that left knee kind of fall to the side a little bit. Make sure you relax the neck here. The head may hang. Focus on that breath, right? Just that normal inhale, but through the belly. And exhale it out. Make any adjustments you need and breathe. Keep breathing here. Just a few breaths here. All right, let's come back to strong arms as we move our prop out of the way. Walk those hands back where the right hip is over the knee. Slide your left foot back into table and go ahead and spread your knees wide. And let's go 5 times in and out of child's pose. And if you feel comfortable enough, you can come into frog on that last one. And frog is all frog is your heels and your toes together. And you just kind of lift your feet as your hips make their way to the mat. Now be mindful here because this puts a lot of pressure, to be honest, on that lower back. And then just come right back into table, move those hands out, and let's continue a little movement into down diggity dog. Settle those heels, lift that tailbone, nice big breath. Exhale it out. Come right back down the table. Knees wide again, big toes touch. Take your left hand to the sky. Nice big breath. Stretch through the rib cage. And as you exhale, turn that left palm up, drive it through to the right. Sink the hips to your heels. Turn your head and take that left ear towards the mat. Now you may rest your ear on your pillow, your block, your stool. But the wider your knees are here, maybe the more you're going to get your hips back. And then just relax, right? You may even put your chest on a pillow. Make sure you're breathing here. Make sure you relax your thighs, relax your glutes, take the tension off if you can. Focus on that breath. Just a couple more breaths here. On your inhale, let's come back into table. Keep the knees wide though. Strong arms under those shoulders. Stay with that left side. Keep your hips high. Take the left hand back to the sky. And then exhale, drive it through to the other side. Inhale right back up with me. Exhale under and through. Inhale up. Exhale under and through. Inhale back up. Exhale that left hand down. Inhale the right hand to the sky. Stretch through that rib cage. Exhale, turn that right palm up, drive it through to the left. Hips to heels, turn your head, right ear this time towards the mat. Bring that floor to you if you need to, any way that works best, right? Pillow, block, stool. Halfway there, keep breathing. Just a few breaths here. All right, let's come right back up into that wide knee table. Strong arms directly under the shoulders. Continue with the right side. Keep the hips up there with me. Right hand to the sky. Big breath. Stretch through the rib cage. Exhale, turn that palm up and drive it through to the left. Inhale again, up. Exhale, under and through. Inhale, up. Exhale, under and through. Inhale, reach. Exhale, place that hand down. Bring those knees in. Curl those toes. Lift your hips. Down dog we go. Walk that dog if you like. I'm going to skip the dog for now. Just come around to a seated position. Not going to be here long. Maybe just start to settle the heels. Lifting the tailbone. Exhale to push. Let's come right back down to table and all the way to that seat. All the way to our seat. Maybe even grab a little sippy sip before we even move on to the next position here. But we are going to straighten out that right leg. We're going to bend our left knee and place that left foot as comfortable as you can to the upper inside of that right thigh. Now again, propping up and padding upright. Maybe something is under that right knee, perfectly fine. Maybe something's under the left knee. But we're just going to shift our shoulders to where we're over the right thigh. We want a long spine to begin with. And then we're going to walk the hands out. Left hand on the inside, right hand on the outside. Chin stays parallel. And if you feel comfortable enough once you get to your stopping point to round the spine and relax the neck, go for it. And when you do, find something that allows you to prop up and pad up with, right? So if you need to bring your pillows or bolsters, or again, like I have here, my nice, comfy, big old bean bag, I just lay right across the bean bag, right? I can even bring my pillow up, rest my head on that. But I'm not trying to push it to the limit here, right? I can still find my edge with the bean bag, whether I move it out and the forearms are a little further away. Arms don't necessarily have to be directly under me. But I definitely want you to be able to relax. Make sure we're over the thigh there. You can always add to your intensity by walking your hands away from you. Try not to ever pull yourself by grabbing your shin or your foot, by pulling yourself into the pose. We want passive tension over these stretches, where the muscles are nice and relaxed. Your body's telling yourself it's all right to be here. Just a few more breaths here. On your inhale, we can slowly start to sit tall here. And you can set your prop to the side, but place your hands behind you underneath your shoulders. Turn your fingers away. Slightly bend those elbows, roll your shoulders back, and lift your chin. So don't drop your head, right? We don't want to drop the head. We want to lift the chin, and you're going to potentially feel this in the upper spine. Just reversing the stretch. Stay here for a few breaths. And then come right back to neutral, and we're going to switch sides. So all we're going to do is straighten that left leg. Bend your right knee. That right heel is going to the inside upper part of that left thigh. Shift the shoulders once again over your left thigh. Bring your props around. Start to walk those hands out. Keep the chin parallel first, right? Maybe you just stay in strong arms, or maybe the elbows are here with that flat back. That's okay. If you feel comfortable, the spine is rounding, the neck is relaxing, and we're going to try to bring the floor to us the best we can, right? Once again, over the thigh we are. Add that intensity only if you're looking for it, right? Just a few breaths here. Make those adjustments as needed, right? On your next inhale, let's sit tall here. Go ahead and move your prop out of the way. Place those hands behind you once again, under the shoulders. Turn those fingers away. Slightly bend the elbows. Roll the shoulders back and lift your chin without dropping the heat. Don't drop the heat. Keep breathing here. And then we're going to come back to neutral with the spine. And as you lift your right knee, bend your left knee and keep your feet hip distance here, maybe even wider. And then windshield wiper those knees, right? Just back and forth, get a little movement here. And then as you come back to neutral, we're going to widen the feet out like a V. So widen those feet to the comfort of your own degree. Put something under the knees if you need to, or even bring the feet a little closer together, right? Let's go ahead and bring that prop back around in front of you, right? So if we want to take that pressure off and relax. Long spine here, maybe this is exactly where you stay, and that's okay. Or you start to walk those hands out. Turn the palms up and maybe round the spine if you feel comfy, right? You can leave those fingertips on the mat or the forearms on the blocks if you need to. You can stay in strong arms if you have to, right? But try to relax and get as comfy as possible while finding your edge, right? You know, maybe it's not even a big old beanbag. Maybe it's literally a pillow. That's okay. Just make sure you breathe here. Make sure you're breathing here. Keep breathing. Make those adjustments if you need. Just a few breaths here. Let's go ahead and sit tall slowly with that spine. We can place the hands behind us again and turn those fingers away. Want to gently roll the shoulders back and lift that chin just to slowly reverse through this stretch. and just come right back to neutral. And we're going to go to our backs, but grab your block. If you don't have a block, you can use a pillow or a towel here. And as we come to our backs, bend your knees, place your feet by your glutes, and hands by your side. Lift your hips into a bridge. Just slowly peel those hips into a bridge. And then lay that spine back down to the hip bone there, sit bones. And then again, inhale, slowly peel the hips off the mat into that bridge. And then slowly right back down. Now grab your block. Lift your hips enough to slide that block under the bony part of your hips. We want it under the bony, not the bendy. And relax your hips back down to the block. Again, we want it underneath the sacrum. And you can leave your feet right there if you like. Or you can walk the legs out. And as you do, the heels relax to the mat. Maybe you even have something underneath your knees, like your pillows, right? You can leave your hands by your side if you want. You can even place your pillows under your arms. Or you can bring the arms in the cactus arms. Or you can reach the arms above your head. Make sure you are breathing here. Just a few more breaths here. If you extended your legs, go ahead and bend your knees, place your feet down, and a little pressure with the heels. Go ahead and lift your hips and slide that block out. Lower those hips. Bring the knees in very gently and slowly, and move the hips around a little. If you want to windshield wiper the knees, feel free to do that. And then place your feet back down to the mat, and let's keep the hips in the center of the mat. Walk your feet over to that right side. As you extend your legs, you're walking the feet all the way over to the right side. And again, the hips are going to stay center. We're going to reach our arms above our head. Lengthen the spine there if you can. And then kind of maybe shimmy your head and shoulders towards that right side as well. But do so in the manner of allowing your left arm to relax to the mat. You want both your shoulder and your arm to relax to the mat. And if you want, you can cross that left ankle over your right. And you can put something on that left side if you need to help you stay a little stable there. If you cross your feet, slowly uncross the feet there. Now heel toe your feet to the center of the mat there, and your hands and shoulders back to the center. Interlace your fingers, turn your palms away from you. Pull the toes towards you. Push your heels away from the hands, hands away from the heels, and lengthen through the spine. Lengthen through the hamstrings. Lengthen through the triceps. And release your hands and walk the feet now over to the left side. Keep the hips in the center. Feet to the left side. With those hands above you, shimmy your head and shoulders towards the left side, but do so where your right arm and your right shoulder is going to be able to relax to the mat. If you want to take that right foot, cross over the left, you can do that. You can also put some props on that right side if you need to keep yourself a little more stable there. All right, we can uncross the legs if you had them crossed, and feet back to center, head and shoulders back to center. Interlace your fingers again, turn your palms away, press those palms away, pull the toes towards you so you can push your heels away once again, lengthening through the hamstrings, through the spine, through the triceps. And then when you are ready, just release the hands and get as comfortable as you like here. Take your pillows if you want, put them underneath your arms, your legs, hands by your side, feet maybe to the corners of the mat. And as we get into our last resting pose here, and as you get nice and comfortable, relax your thighs, relax your glutes. Allow your feet to maybe flop to the side even. You may even feel the hips sink into the mat a little more. Try to have no movement in the fingers so the forearms relax, the biceps, the triceps. Shoulders relaxed. Maybe the eyes are closed, and switch your breathing over to a normal breathing pattern. All right. For those of you who want to stay exactly where you are, that is perfectly fine. But if you do want to come to a seat as we've ended this practice, slowly start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, bring the heels together, and maybe one more time lengthen as you reach your arms above your head and interlace your fingers, turn your palms away, press them, pull your toes towards you. And then release your hands, bring your knees into the chest for a nice squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And you can either roll to your side and gently push yourself up, or you can rock and roll with those hands behind your thighs and do as many as you feel comfortable. Build that momentum, massage the spine. Okay. And then get the sit bones nice and square. Spine is long. If you're sitting with us, maybe the hands are on the knees. Exhale all the air out. Nice big breath here. And exhale it out. All right, all right, all right, fam. Thank you for joining. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day. And you know the dealio. Be kind to yourself. Bicycle.